Hi guys, it's your girl Bianca coming to you with another tutorial. I told y'all I was going to put them out back to back to back to back. So yeah, this is a look that I created and I hope you guys all enjoy. So if you want to see how I got this look right here, just stay tuned guys. So I'm going to start by prepping my face with my Dickinson's Enhanced Witch Hazel Hydrating Toner with Rose Water. I'm just going to take that on a flat cotton swab. And then I'm going to jump right into my brows. Y'all, I rant and raved about this brow pencil in my last video. This is the RK by Kiss Go Brow Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. So as always, I'm just going to start off by following the natural shape of my brow. I'm going to line the bottom of my brow by combing my hairs up and then just tracing the natural shape. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the top of my brow by brushing my brow hairs down and then just tracing the top of my brow. I do this because my hair is longer on my brow. And so if the hair is in the way, I can't really get the desired shape that I'm looking for. So I do like to brush those brow hairs out of place. You can also try using a mattifying primer on your brows if you have long brow hairs like me, or you can cut them off, which I do not do. And I don't recommend, but hey, that's just my opinion. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm just getting the natural shape. Well, not natural, but I'm just getting the shape that I want. And I'm going to move that product just by using my spoolie brush and combing that product through my brows. As I say always, guys, your brows are sisters, not twins. So they may not always look identical, but you can try to get them as even as you possibly can. So I'm going to moisturize my lips with some Carmex. I keep it really simple. And then I'm going to go in and moisturize my face because moisturizing is everything. And I'm going to use the Pond's Dry Skin Cream Rich Hydrating Facial Moisturizer. I got this from another YouTuber and I'll link her page below. And I really like the cream actually. And you can find it in your local stores such as Walmart, Target, Rite Aid, Walgreens. But you'll probably make off better getting it out of Walmart because it is super affordable in there and a little bit more expensive everywhere else. So like always, I'm going to go in and I'm going to line and just clean up my brows with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Dark and the shade Deep. I apologize. And I'm just going to clean up the brow a little bit. This step is optional, ladies. You do not have to use concealer if you want more of a natural look. But hey, I'm putting on makeup, so I'm going to go all out. And I'm using my MAC 242 brush, which is a flat concealer brush, just to line and clean up my brows. And then I'm going to use one of my random Amazon brushes just to buff that concealer out. Now, you'll see me going back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer just to cancel out any discoloration on my eyelid. The reason in doing this is because when you start to pack on colors on the lid, one, the concealer serves as a primer, but two, having a lighter lid will allow colors to show up more pigmented on the lid. So you definitely want to make sure you're using a concealer or some type of primer if you're like me and you want to put lighter colors on your lid so that they can show up a little bit more better. So I'm going to go in with that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and I'm going to clean up the top of my brow. This step is also optional. Not a lot of people do this, but if you're like me and you like that nice, clean, and crisp brow, this is definitely the way to go for you. Normally I would use my foundation or a concealer that's the same shade as my skin tone. This is like a shade lighter, one shade lighter than my skin tone, but hey, it is what it is. And I'll fix it at the end where you'll see me using my concealer to cover that, my foundation to cover that up a little bit. So I'm just going to buff that out and then I'm going to go ahead and just buff my eyelids out because sometimes they will start to crease while you're doing everything else. Now, I'm going to jump right into eyeshadow. And y'all, oh my goodness, last week I know I used my Zulu by Juvia's Place palette, but this week we are jumping into the Saharan II by Juvia's Place. And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with Juvia's Place. I absolutely rant and rave about her products all the time. And yeah, ever since I've been exposed to them, I just can't put them down. So I've been a fan for years. You'll probably hear a lot of Juvia's Place in my tutorials. So I'm going to start off just by adding a crease shade here, and I'm going in with this orangey. It's like a orangish brown shade called I believe it's Taza or Taza. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I'm just going to buff this out into my crease and just put it down as a nice transitional shade. Just prepping my lid for the rest of the colors that I'm going to be putting on my lid. So a beautiful transition shade for women of deeper skin tones or someone with like a medium skin tone. Very pretty shade. Next, I'm going to follow up with the color Zohra, which is like a burgundy shade. And I'm just going to put that right on top of that Taza shade. This is going to be the beautiful transition that I'm talking about. It makes colors a lot more easier to blend out when you do use a transition color, because not only do you get that gradient effect where the colors blend into each other, but it just makes it easier to blend out the rest of your shadows when you do lay down a transition color. Sometimes when you start to pack on color, you'll lose the first color you put down. So you'll just see me going back into that Taza shade there with a buffing brush and just blending those colors right out. Okay, and then to smoke up the eye a little bit, or I should say to deepen the crease, to smoke out the eye, I'm going to use the color Fez out of the same palette. So this is like a rich chocolate brown. And I'm just going to, again, not make it too smoky, but just give it a little bit of definition by smoking it out just a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 02. And y'all, I absolutely love this stuff. She came out with actual colors. So instead of using like the concealer shades, she now has like different colors like pinks, greens, purples, blues, and all that good stuff to carve out the lines or just to put down as a base. So I'm super excited to try some of those. So I'm going in with Rumor 2 just to carve out my crease. Again, I'm going to do a cut crease like I did the last time. It's not going to be as bold as it was the last time, but guys, don't worry. This is what I was saying. You can do so many different cut crease and eye looks using the same steps or products or whatever the case may be. So I'm just going to cut my crease just a little bit. And I'm not going to worry about the concealer or the primer changing colors, because this is actually going to be great. Normally, I'll clean up the lid just a little bit so that it doesn't change colors, but this is going to be great for the shade that we want to put down. And just like anything else, when you put something wet, such as a concealer down, you definitely want to blend it out or buff it out so that way your shadows don't get stuck to it or doesn't crack or anything of that nature. And I'm going to repeat the same steps on my other eye, just by taking your time, taking small strokes, and just carving out whatever shape that you desire. Makeup has no rules, so if you want to go above your crease, if you want to do a half cut crease, if you want to do a winged out cut crease, you can do whatever it is that you desire, baby girl. So now I'm going to apply a lid shade, and I'm actually going in with my Juvia's Place. I went in with the Nubian by Juvia's. This is the loose highlighter pigment. Very pretty gold shade that I put down as eyeshadow today. And it turned out so beautiful. Normally, I don't use highlighters for shades, lid colors, but I did today, and I'm so happy that I did because it turned out absolutely gorgeous. So again, one of my Juvia's Place palette or products that I use because I'm obsessed. And then now I'm going to smoke out that gold just a little bit by using that Taza shade, which was the first shade we put down in our crease. And the color here was to give like a nice sapphire or I don't know. I was just going for like a really pretty gold, rosy gold, orange, whatever. I don't even know. I was winging it. I'm not even going to lie. So yeah. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation. Today I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. OMG. When I say, baby, that this foundation is the truth. It is the absolute truth. I would have to say this is one of my favorite foundations when I just want a nice, flawless application. Nothing too cakey, but it is buildable. So if you want to go full glam with this, you can. If you want just everyday makeup, you can do it with this foundation as well. Whatever look you desire, I guarantee you can get it with this. This, I got mine from Macy's, but I'm pretty sure they sell it in other stores like Sephora. I'm not sure about Ulta, but probably definitely Sephora, they would have it. But again, I got mine out of Macy's. You would probably also be able to find it in Nordstrom's. So I'm going to put this all over my face, and then I'm going to go right back in with highlighting with my Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte in the shade Deep. And I'm just going to highlight all the key points of our faces. So under the eye, on our forehead, down the bridge of our nose, our Cupid's bow, which is that little piece right above your lip, and then my chin. And this, again, is just highlighting the natural features in our face. So if you ever look in the mirror without makeup on, you'll typically see that the center of your face is lighter than the parameter or outside of your face. So we are just bringing back those natural shapes and shades back into our skin, because of course when you place that foundation down, the foundation kind of makes everything one shade, and that's not how your skin normally is. So that is the whole point in highlighting or concealing. It's just to bring lighten up the center of your face again. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques blending sponge, and I'm just going to blend this concealer out. I did use my e.l.f. What is this? This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush for foundation, and I do use it to blend out the edges of my concealer so that there's no harsh lines. But I will go in with my sponge just to soften things up a bit. And y'all already know there's no look without my Anastasia Beverly Hill foundation stick in the shade Ebony. I'm going to use this just to carve out my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and this double chin, girl, because we want to look slim and fit like we've been working out. Although we did lose a couple pounds, but you know, that's neither here or there. And so, yeah, you want to take and just blend this out. And what this is doing is just adding some color back into your face. So I'm not going too heavy on the contour. So I'll just say that this is like a light bronze that I'm doing, because again, I don't want it too sharp, but I do want to look brown and golden. So I'm not going to go any darker than this. Ebony shade works perfect for me for my bronzing or contouring. So I am using my Bare Minerals. This is the full tapered shadow and blush brush. I don't know why I use this brush to blend out my concealer or my my bronzer, guys. But I hate it. It was the wrong brush to use. And I don't know what I was thinking. I like it for the nose, but not all over the face. Normally, I use my e.l.f. foundation brush to blend those out. But it's all right because we made it work. So I'm just going to go in and set my concealer with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deep. I like to do this before I actually put the loose powder down, because it just gives me a more natural look, and it doesn't give like that white cast look from the loose powder. So now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder in the shade Translucent, of course. And I'm just going to set all the places I just set with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. And I'm using this just to add a little bit more coverage, because I do get oily, especially in the T-zone. So you will see me focus this a lot in the center of my face. But again, it's just to control oils and so that I don't look too oily or dewy as the day goes on. And I'm going to set my forehead and my brows as well, just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the shade Medium to Dark. So they have a light to medium, medium to dark, and dark to deepest, or dark to darker. I don't know. I have all three, but I normally use the medium to dark. Those colors work perfect for me. And I'm going to go in with that brown shade called Contour, and I'm just going to set the contour shade, that Ebony Anastasia Beverly Hills shade that I put down earlier. Guys, anytime you put anything liquid or cream on your face, you want to set it with a powder so that it doesn't move around in the event that you start sweating or crying or whatever the case. You always want to set it with the powder so that your makeup lasts longer. I guarantee you, if you do not set it with the powder, maybe after about an hour or so of you wearing your makeup, I guarantee your makeup will start to move around or look oily or dewy. And we don't want that, mama. We don't want that. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this and kind of just brush that Laura Mercier translucent powder off with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. And then I'm going to spray my entire face. Girl, I'm going to really spray this with my Mario Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with Aloe, Chamois, and Lavender. I have this in all flavors, and this is one of my favorite setting sprays. You can get that for about $7 at Ulta. And then I'm just going to put a random eyeliner pencil on my waterline. I cannot remember the name of it, but I'll link it below. And then you'll see me highlighting because I want to be highlighting everybody's life with this golden shade that I'm putting on. So this is the same shade that I use for my eyes, which is the Nubian by Juvia's Nefertiti highlighter, loose highlighter pigment. Okay. And so now I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line with the same colors that I use in my crease. So as always, I'm just going to repeat it, but I'm going to repeat it backwards. So I'm going to start off with the Zohra color, which is that burgundy, and then I'm going to smoke it out with the Taza. I did not put the brown shade on because I didn't want it, again, too smoky. So I'm just going to go in with those two colors there. And you'll just see me smoking this out a bit just for a more dramatic look. Next, I'm going to coat my lashes with my absolute favorite mascara, and I'm going in with the Better Than Sex mascara from Tarte. I lied, Too Faced. I'm going in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to coat my lower and upper lashes, getting them ready for my falsies. And guys, I do not know. I have a bunch of random lashes just laying around. So I do not know what these lashes are. But I can almost assure you that these lashes are from Flutter Lash. And they are either in the style Selfie or Intoxicating. I do not remember which one, but those are normally the two lashes that I wear the most. So I will link both of those down below. They're by the same company, which is Flutter Lash. But yeah, I do not remember which style this is. I want to say it's Intoxicating, but I'm not sure. And then I'm going to go in and line my lips with my MAC Chestnut lip liner, followed by my favorite lipstick. This is also by MAC in the color Fresh Brew. Then I'm going to go in with my Tarte. It's almost like I wouldn't necessarily say it's a lip gloss. It's more like a lip paint in the color Birthday Suit. Girl, because what you feeling? And then I'm just going to go in and line my lips a little bit more just so that this color isn't too light or look too crazy. So I'm going to put that chestnut over top of it, blend it out a little bit. And then I'm going in with my Boy Bait lip gloss on top just to give it a little pop. And you'll see me actually go in and coat my eyebrows with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. And yeah, that is it. And here I'm just looking in the mirror because I felt like either the light was messing me up or something. So you'll see me go back in and just fixing, blending out my concealer a little bit more on my forehead. But yeah, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.